Breaking news, Chiefs Kingdom. Chris Jones is back. He signed a 5-year, record-breaking $95 million contract with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he will remain in KC for the foreseeable future. And you see, I'm not at the Chat Sports studio. I'm not at home. I'm in my car again because breaking news doesn't wait for anybody, and I don't wait for breaking news. We're ready. We're here at the Chiefs Report. We're pumping out videos, and that's exactly why you should subscribe, because it doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter if I'm on the road. It doesn't matter if I'm in the Chat Sports studio, if I'm at home, if I'm on a flight, if I'm on a run. I don't care. I am getting a video out to you directly, and Chris Jones has re-signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I got to talk about it with you because there is a lot of different things to go into this, so let's get right into it. First, the details. 5 years, $95 million, which is a record-breaking deal. This was first reported by Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and obviously his agents were the one to tell him that. This has now been confirmed by multiple different media outlets in Kansas City, and it is a record-breaking deal for defensive tackles. It makes him the highest annually paid defensive tackle in the National Football League at $32 million, just breaking Aaron Donald's contract of around $31.4 million. And this was a deal that we've been waiting for. This was the news that we've been waiting for. And honestly, it's something that needed to happen. We saw Brett Veach at the NFL Combine. We heard how much he wanted a deal to get done, and it seemed as though Chris Jones was also on the same page. Now, the funny part about this is not even 5 minutes, 10 minutes before this happened, Chris Jones kind of leaked the deal himself. He tweeted out 2 emojis. They were the pen-to-paper emojis. I was on the road, and well, I knew right then. I was like, I got to find somewhere to film this video. I got to find somewhere with Wi-Fi. I got to get this video out because Chris Jones is back in KC. Now, I want to break this down more in terms of defensive linemen, because obviously defensive tackle is different than defensive lineman. Now, in terms of highest paid defensive lineman, here's how it stands right now. Nick Bosa is the highest at $34 million. Aaron Donald at $31.6 is right behind him as a defensive tackle. And then TJ Watt at $28 million and Joey Bosa round out the top 4. But now it's the top 5 because Chris Jones will be right below Bosa, who is at $34 million, but above Aaron Donald, as he'll make $32 million per year in the NFL. Now, I want to stop right here because I want to ask your opinion and what's your one-word reaction of the signing of Chris Jones as we head into the 2024 free agency season in the NFL. I want your one-word reaction to it. Get it down in the comment section because I'm going to tell you mine in just a second. Get down and let me know your one-word reaction. Mine is start. Because this was the start that we have been waiting for and what we needed to happen for the Chiefs to become officially on for the three-peat. And I'm going to quote Pete Sweeney on this because I think he is the one who really said it perfectly on Twitter today. He said, this is the start of the three-peat. This is the way that it needs to happen because it's not going to start in September when they start three-peating. No, it started on March 9th when Chris Jones signed with the Kansas City Chiefs and was able to start this whole train of being able to think about going on with the three-peat. Because I know we've talked about it, and we've talked about it on the show multiple times. Could the Chiefs three-peat without Chris Jones? Well, now we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to think about if Chris Jones is going to three-peat, is going to be with the Chiefs for the potential three-peat. He's here. He's here for the next 5 years. And I know that this kind of causes a lot of concern with money values and all that. And we're going to break that down in just a little bit. But I'm telling you right here, this is what they needed to get the train rolling. And honestly, Chris Jones deserves it. You cannot tell me that this Chiefs defense was going to be good without him. I know there's a lot of signs this last year. People thought without Chris Jones, including myself, the Chiefs were going to be lower than 25 in terms of NFL defenses. Turns out that wasn't going to be true because even without Chris Jones, they performed. The defensive line was great. Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, all those guys came together and made this defense so. But Chris Jones as a leader, as a guy who can go out there and change the way that the game is played, that is what exactly needed to happen for the Chiefs to get this done, and they needed to have him there. Now, I know the money is also a question mark right here, and I know there's a lot of people in the comment section who have talked about, I don't want to overpay Chris Jones. I don't want to overpay him. I don't want to give him the money that we may or may not have to pay him. Well, now $32 million is honestly more than I expected. I heard the Chiefs were trying to get him for around $28 to $27 million. But obviously it's now 32. In terms of just how we look at it from a widespread angle, it's $32 million a year. Not all of that will be on this year's cap. I assume there's going to be signing bonuses. There's going to be things that kind of take that away. But let's break it down by kind of cash value just from the seeing eye right here. So the Chiefs were $3 million above the cap, according to Over the Cap, before this deal was done, which included L'Jarius Sneed, $19.8 million franchise tag. You put $32 million into that, now the Chiefs, simple math here, are negative 29 in terms of cap space. But we've heard about it, we've talked about it. Patrick Mahomes still has the potential to restructure his contract. That could save the Chiefs upwards of $20 million. Some have even said could save the Chiefs maybe even close to $30 million. So there's right there getting you above the cap number. L'Jarius Sneed could be traded, so therefore you could potentially get that 19.8 off next year's cap hit. If he's not traded, you're going to extend him, and that means all that you have right there in the numbers are not going to be included in the cap space. And behind all of this, there's also the thought that Jawan Taylor could have his contract restructured, and maybe the potential for him is that he could save the Chiefs around $12 million in cap space right there. I don't know what the plan is for Brett Veach. Obviously, we have free agency coming up in just a couple days now on March 11th, this Monday. And the good thing is, Chris Jones, if he would have not signed with the Chiefs before then, would have gotten to talk to every single team in the NFL. Now, Brett Veach blocked that from happening. Brett Veach said this is not going to work, and we're not going to have any place in that really at all. So, the thought process is now, are they going to trade L'Jarius Sneed and save themselves $19.8 million? Are they going to be able to restructure Mahomes and Jawan Taylor's contract and keep L'Jarius Sneed for this next year going for the three-peat? There's a lot of questions that still need to be asked, and of course you have the wide receiver room. Are you going to have to draft a wide receiver at round 1, pick 32 now, and try and keep your quarterbacks and everybody else safe? Honestly, though, that's for somebody else to worry about at some other time, because right here, right now, what we're focused on is that the Chris Jones contract is done. 5 years, $95 million, a record-breaking deal that, honestly, we've been waiting for to happen. We've been waiting for Chris Jones to sign this deal. We've seen cryptic tweets. We've seen a lot of this. And to me, this was just good faith in construction and talking about this contract. Because we saw the holdout last year. We talked about it through July, how it was almost this same situation. We saw cryptic tweets. We saw things that made us think a deal was going to be done. And yet, it never happened. And they went into the holdout. They got finally the agreement on the incentive bonuses. But we don't have to worry about that here. 5 years, $95 million, a mammoth deal for a mammoth player on the Chiefs defense. And the question I want to leave you here with is, with him signed for 5 years, how many Super Bowls do the Chiefs win in those 5 years? I'm going to go with 2 Super Bowls at least. I'm hoping for 3, but how many Super Bowls will the Kansas City Chiefs win over the next 5 seasons with Chris Jones locked up, with Patrick Mahomes locked up? Sounds like Travis Kelce's not going anywhere anytime soon. Andy Reid sounds like he's about to get a contract extension as well. Brett Veach is sticking around. I'm scared if I'm the rest of the NFL, but ultimately, I know it's not the greatest video. I'm in my car again, but when Chris Jones news drops like this, I knew I had to be ready, and unfortunately, it just came at a bad time. But hey, we're still putting out videos, and I really appreciate you. If you made it to the end of the video, man, just type real one, because this is the realest of the real. If you're watching it right now, and you're looking at this saying, man, I'm just glad Chris Jones signed, well, then there you freaking go, because he is officially signed, and thank goodness, because it was time, it was needed. And now we can kind of all take a deep breath, because the three-peat is on its way, and we can kind of happily go into free agency and see what Brett Veach does with the rest of the money. But Chiefs Kingdom, man, I thank y'all for watching so much. And we'll be back tomorrow with In the Office videos, some more graphic-heavy rumors talking about L'Jarius Sneed and what's going to happen now, along with a free agency plan. So we appreciate y'all all watching, and man, Chiefs Kingdom, Stone Cold Jones is back. Peace out.